ICMNG.
And I am Master Shendo.
And together we are
Deep Sector. Yeah.
Today we're joined by our guest.
Hi. Should I introduce myself?
Yeah.
Awesome. I am Katie Regan. I have known Isaac here since he was 14, 15.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
In some time.
Yeah. So I was his teacher then, and I am somehow a teacher again.
What's that like?
It's really challenging. Yeah, it's very overwhelming and exhausting.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, what do you teach now? You TJ, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm a TJ. I teach Avid.
So, what is that? Is that like a advisory class?
Kind of. It's like setting goals and like preparing kids for college and study skills and
Oh, okay.
all that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's so it's definitely interesting.
What is your? Do you have like a favorite part then, or?
I mean, yeah, it's always been building relationships with kids has always been my favorite part. I do have a very challenging 9th grade class at the end of the day that I haven't quite cracked yet, but other kids are coming around.
So is it all grades or is it specific?
I have 2 10th grade, 2 9th grade, and then one class that's mostly seniors and a couple juniors. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You got a mix then.
I do. And it turns out post-COVID, they're really just middle schoolers in big bodies, which is...
Huh. Yeah, that must be interesting, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is none of what you do is remote, no? Or
No, not anymore anyway. But they're like the 9th graders, their entire 8th grade year was remote.
Dang.
And a lot of changes happened in 8th grade that they just didn't go through. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
wild.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think because of that, do you see a lot of like, you know, like you're saying, maybe like actual like deficiencies in like knowledge, or is it just the same as it's always been?
It's kind of the same as it's always been. I got a lot of really smart kids. They're just, their maturity level hasn't quite caught up with where they are
No
in
doubt.
the world. So, and
awesome.
yeah, they're already oversharing and telling me things that I don't want to know.
How's that?
Too comfortable.
Guys, back it up. I don't need to do that.
A lot of life stories, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd be better if I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Man, gross.
So,
I couldn't even imagine.
so what would you say? Like, what inspired you to be a teacher? Like, what made you want to get into it?
So when I was in high school, or my entire life, I lived in like a really wealthy town. I was like a poor kid in a wealthy town. So I always thought that I was like, school is just like this, right? Like, it's good and you get an education and people, you know, whatever. And then my junior year, I had to move towns. And I literally just went a town over and the school was like terrible. You know, like there was like so much more racism. There was so much more like teachers racist, kids racist, like, and the quality of education was just bad. So that kind of, I was like, oh, so everybody doesn't have the same opportunities. Look at this. So that kind of really set me off to want to be a part of it. And in like 2009, I got laid off from a publishing job and I went to Spain and taught English. And once I started teaching English, I was like, oh, I love all my students. Like, this is very fun. So that's kind of what led me here to get my master's and then to meet you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you do much teaching before West?
No, that was my first year.
Oh, wow.
I was like fresh out of grad school. Yeah.
He was one of your first classes? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, even like, because like before that, you know, we came from Manny and stuff, and that was in a wild school. But you know, the first year of West was pretty wild as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how you highlighted the differences in schooling in different areas. Because like I noticed that too, you know, growing up. Because I went to, like when I was young, I went to Denver public schools.
Yeah.
But then like middle of fourth grade, I moved to like Arvada, which is suburban, you know, so they teach you totally differently. You know, you got different crowds, everything, and they actually teach you way better out there.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're more apt and more attentive to the kids a lot more, you know. Whereas in Denver public schools, a lot of the times, you know, the teachers almost felt like they had no control.
Yes.
So it was an interesting experience in Arvada, just dealing with like different types of kids that I didn't really get along with, honestly. These kids are not cultured. They have like,
oh yeah,
they have no respect a lot of the times and stuff. Like I really didn't like the kids, you know, and the crowd, but the schooling was great. You know, the teachers were good. You know, it's just the crowd was not for me.
Yeah, yeah. I have one of my students. Where did she say she used to go? To Central, which I guess is Aurora, right? Mm-hmm. And she has the same feeling about TJ. She thinks that TJ is like a suburban school compared to Central, and she's like, I do not like it here. Like, I don't fit in. I don't like. I'm just ready to go. Like, done. And it's interesting to hear her opinions on that.
Mm-hmm. That's real. You know, I remember in like the 6th grade too. You know, I went from Manny to I forgot. I think it was Adams, but it was in Northglenn. Yeah. And I went to middle school out there. And yeah, it's crazy to see the difference. It really is. It's like night and day. Yeah. It's wild.
Are you from Colorado?
No, Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're connecting the cut. It's like, hey!
Oh, yeah. It's quite far away.
So then you went to school out there originally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I went to high school in Connecticut, and then I went to college in Boston, and then out here for grad school.
What's Boston like?
Boston is a lot of fun. It's really beautiful, but I always say that like it would be a really great city if we could clear out all the people and put in new people.
What's up with the people? What kind is?
It's pretty like segregated. It's pretty racist. Like
straight 1776, 13 colonies.
Yeah, they're very aggressive. Like I once watched a guy try to fight a girl on the street because she was wearing a Yankees shirt. Like they're just
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it always after a game or something?
No, I mean it was like a game was happening at some point that day.
Yeah, that's ugly.
But
yeah, that's
you know, they were just walking down the street. They didn't know each other, and he was like, "What? You wearing a Yankee shirt?" And it's like, jeez. Guy, like you know, you're not on the team, right? Like,
die hard.
Damn.
I also experienced my first riot in Boston.
Oh wow,
which was pretty exciting.
What was the riot over?
The Patriots.
Wow. Winning?
Yeah, it was the first time they had won in like ever. It was like the beginning of their winning streak. And I was a freshman in college, and literally a riot broke out on my doorstep. They were flipping cars, like lighting paper towels on fire, throwing them.
Wow.
I was like, oh, this is new.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, they like their sports.
They like their sports. They're diehards for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're definitely devoted.
Yeah. That's a little too much, some might say.
It's New England, right? Mm-hmm. You know, and like in Old England, you know, it's a lot like that too.
Oh yeah, that's
sports. True. So I wonder if that's, you know, a correlation.
In Old England.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
No?
Yeah.
It's definitely a pattern.
Thank you. I would go to sleep.
Right. Go to sleep. I forget. Oh man. Old England. But that's cool. So what brought you to Denver then?
Grad school and mountains.
Nice.
And mountains.
Like, yeah. Never lived near mountains, so let's try that out. Turns out I like it.
I like the mountains too.
Yeah.
That's all I really know. But well, because I haven't really been outside of Colorado.
Yeah.
I went to Las Vegas for one day when I was like 5 years old. I don't even remember.
Oh yeah.
It was just to pick up my mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only place I've been other than Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a terrible time to go to Vegas when you're 5.
Yeah, right? Yeah. You can't even do nothing. You don't even know what's going on.
Okay. Lights, cool.
Exactly.
So you do a lot of traveling, yeah?
I do, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Where's the favorite place you've been?
Ooh, probably Barcelona.
That's somewhere.
Yeah, I've been there numerous times because I can't quit it. Like, I just keep going back, and then I go for, like, longer and longer and longer.
That's where,
Spain.
Europe?
Spain, yeah.
Okay.
Huh. So, Barcelona. Have you been outside of the country a lot? Mm-hmm. Like, do you go to... Like, where else have you been other than Barcelona?
Oh, how much time do you have?
How much time do you have?
Yeah, so it started... I guess I went to Canada in college, then I studied abroad in Australia. So then
wow.
I've been to Spain and Ireland and England and Poland and Italy and France and Korea,
Dang.
Brazil, Mexico. I think that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple years ago I lost my mind and sold everything I owned and just went traveling for a year. Which was great.
It's like backpacking? Is it like backpacking?
No, like house sitting. Have you guys heard about this? Mm-mm. It is so cool.
Kind of like Airbnb and stuff, or different?
There are these websites, and if people have pets and they're going away for a while, they can post their house, and you can just go live in their house and watch their pets while they're gone for free.
That's a lot of trust. That's cool.
It's a lot of trust.
That's a lot of trust.
Yes. Luckily, I did not harm any animals.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's basically like free rent, and you get to experience different parts of the world.
That's crazy.
So that was really fun.
So on that trip, where did you go?
That trip, I went to the Canary Islands first. Then I went to France. Then I went... And then I went to Australia. And then I ended it with Korea. I also did one in New York City, too.
Jeez.
But
That's pretty awesome.
yeah. It was really cool.
That is an experience.
That was about a year, you said?
Yeah.
Huh.
A little less than a year, like 10 months.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm going to try that.
You should. It's like a great, cheap way to travel, and you actually get to experience where you're living, which is, when you're just traveling, you don't really necessarily experience the real place.
Yeah.
And so, like, how were the houses and stuff pretty good?
For the most part. In the Canary Islands, it was like a 2-bedroom apartment, but it was like probably the same size as this apartment. And they had 7 cats, like 4 birds, multiple fish tanks. It was way too many animals for the space that we were in. The one in France was amazing. It was in the Alps.
Huh.
So literally, I would just like walk out the door and there's like mountains and like cows and like walk down the street and get like the best croissant you've ever had in your entire life. I could have lived there for a very long time. Huh. It was awesome. But yeah, most of this in Australia, I didn't really do research on the neighborhood. So it was kind of questionable. Like the house got broken into while I was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is fun. And the cop showed up and they were like, why did you choose to come here? And I was like, I don't know. They were like, really? Your house okay. And I was like,
okay.
Well, here I am. So.
How long were you in that one for? About
a month. Most of them I was for about a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they just they're going traveling or something?
Yeah.
I know like one of my childhood friends did something like that, but I think it was just for like one of their parents' friends or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like online or nothing. She'd house sit and watch their dogs, was walking them and shit.
It's a pretty sweet deal, I'm not gonna lie. Although the Korea one was a bunny, and that bunny and I did not get along.
Interesting. And how was that one? Was it an apartment or something?
Yeah, it was an apartment. Because it was in the city of Busan, which I don't know if you guys have seen Train to Busan, but it's awesome. Zombie movie. But they're all like high rises. But it was a really nice apartment.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that one was pretty cool.
So you say Australia was probably your least fun?
I mean, like right down the street, there was a really cute like seaside town. And that was, so I would go down over there and like hang out at the library. And do you guys know what flying foxes are?
I've never heard of them.
It's a bat, but it's like this big.
Damn.
And they have them in Australia. And so like I would walk around the park and you could just see them hanging on trees, but they're literally this big. And at dusk they fly, and it looks like flying monkeys from the Wizard of Oz. They're enormous. So that was one of my favorite things. I would just like...
That's awesome.
Flying foxes.
Flying foxes.
At one point, an Australian guy was like walking his dog, and he was like, "What are you looking at?" And I was like, "The flying foxes." And he was like, "Oh, I forgot they even existed." And I was like, "How? They're so big."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They just see him so much.
Yeah, it's like squirrels to them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm like, no, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
That is one thing I was curious about. So, like, did you see a lot of like different like insects and stuff too, and large spiders?
Yep. And at one point, like one of the cats I was house sitting for, they had like a cat door out to like a catio, and he would always bring in bugs and just like put them in my bed.
Jeez.
And I'd be like, buddy, no, not interested in that. Thank you. At one point I went out to the car and like the whole side of the car was covered in spider web, and I was like, oh no. Like,
oh, geez.
that's definitely living somewhere in this car, and I'm not interested in meeting it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's...
I know there's big spiders out there.
The first time I went, I saw a spider. I probably have a picture of it somewhere. And literally, its body was this big.
And then long
legs.
ass legs.
Yeah,
Yeah, damn.
Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Did you see any like koalas or kangaroos or anything?
Koalas, kangaroos.
Just about, or
Yeah.
did you go out and
Yeah.
huh?
Just like out in the world.
Just
like
roaming the streets?
Yeah. Yeah, bouncing around.
Wow.
They're like deer, essentially. You know, like you just see deer on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Wow.
That's crazy. It's so different to us.
So different.
Living out here in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, and the ladies that I house sat for, they told me that when they went to New York, they felt the same way about squirrels because they don't have squirrels. So
Wow.
they were in Central Park being like, what? It's a squirrel?
Dang.
It's like, yeah, it sure is. Like,
Yeah, it's a squirrel. It's like nothing to us.
Yeah, perspective, huh?
Yep. Different out there.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's
What's the
pretty awesome.
craziest experience you've had since traveling, you think?
Ooh, tough call. Like craziest?
Yeah.
My friend got mugged in Barcelona once.
What?
And we tried to chase the guy down unsuccessfully. That was pretty crazy, but I guess that happens to a lot of people there. What else? I went in Mexico City. I went to Las Luchas, like the wrestling. That was awesome.
I bet.
It was unbelievable.
That's that real shit.
It was,
They always making fun of it. Nacho Libre. It's
yeah. It is real. And of course they had like the American guy was the bad guy because this was during Trump times. So he came out with like a big Trump flag and everyone was like, boo!
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like,
You said Mexico?
yeah,
What part of Mexico?
Mexico City,
Cool.
which is 100% one of my favorite cities. I would go back there in a
How was that
heartbeat.
water?
I didn't really drink it, so I didn't run into any trouble.
So that was that water.
But I did have some drinks with ice in it, and nothing happened.
Okay, that's
bad,
good.
But,
Yeah.
but I went to the World Cup in Brazil, and that was insane. Like we stayed in the Amazon in like a hut. So the river was flooded, so it was literally just a hut on stilts over the river. Saw some really crazy animals there.
I bet. I really want to go to Brazil.
It is cool. And I mean, the World Cup made it, it's obviously a very different experience, but it was crazy to be with like that many people from all over the world.
Fuck, it's always doing that. Vibrating somewhere on the counter, loud as frick. In the middle of a podcast.
Oh my goodness.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Man, You've been around.
I have.
That's pretty awesome.
I have. I recommend it.
Did you see the Amazon at all in Brazil?
Yeah, that's where we were.
Oh, that's amazing.
The first city was Manaus, which is just in the middle of the Amazon. So we took a Amazon tour, and it was basically just like the indigenous folks were hosting us in their huts.
So great.
And driving us all around the actual Amazon. We saw pink dolphins.
What?
We swam in the Amazon. We saw piranhas. Like
what?
Pink dolphins.
Yeah.
In the river?
Yeah.
They're actually pink?
They are pink.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Did you jump out and everything too?
Yeah, like doing their dolphin stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, it's all like howler monkeys and all sorts of crazy things.
Big spiders there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He took us through like the rainforest, but on a boat because the river was flooded. And like the spiders would just jump off the bushes into the boat. We'd be like, no.
Oh, jeez.
Really big ones. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to do something like that. I got to do something like that for sure.
You should. There's nothing like it to me anyway.
Some freaking Amazon adventures.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was so funny because like we were on a tour with people from all over the world because everyone was there to watch the World Cup. So I got to meet all sorts of weirdos and it was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
What were the indigenous people like?
They were cool. It was also really interesting because I guess they just got electricity like not that long before. So they were literally like in huts on stilts in the river, but they had big screen TVs. They were all watching the games, but like crazy. Also just like living their life in the forest. I was like, okay, how'd you get that TV out here? Like, it's huge.
Wow.
They figured it out.
They did. They were like, we gotta watch our soccer. I'm sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder. So was there just wires and stuff, electricity and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're pretty innovative.
I know.
Wow.
All right, guys.
That's tight.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of the world, what's your what do you think about this whole Russia-Ukraine stuff?
Well, I think it's very depressing. These people obviously don't deserve that just because Putin has the opposite of BDE. He's got
yeah.
LDE.
Putin.
Putin.
Yeah, he's not Putin it anywhere. But yeah, I think it's terrible that because there's this terrible insecure man, now all of a sudden people have to die.
Yeah. You want more?
But I will say I'm very impressed. Like the Ukrainian people are being total badasses. Like if you see any of the videos of them like talking or how they like. Did you see the one where there was the Russian warship that was like, put down your weapons? Like,
yeah.
And they were like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that was the one. Yep.
And like the president is just like in the streets with the people being like, I'm not leaving. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And it sucks that they have to do that, obviously, but it's like impressive because you don't really see that kind of bravery a lot.
Yeah.
And even the people in Russia that are protesting, like we know how Putin operates, and that's a pretty dangerous thing to do in Russia, and they're still like, no, we're doing it. We'll see. So, I don't know, I hope something can be done, because you can't just go invading countries anymore.
Right? In this day and age, it's like, man, shit. It's crazy. Yeah, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's unthinkable, but, it's reality.
It is. What a ding-dong that guy is.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It blew my mind.
Would you like
sure, yes. Yeah. And so far we're not doing anything to help them. But I don't know what we can do.
It's sad too, because, it's the whole nuclear thing too, going to another Cold War and all this other crap. It's, just so much. It's a hairy situation.
It is, because he threatened if any of us go in there to help, he's just going to nuke us? Okay. Like, no thank you.
Yeah, Yeah, it sucks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's sad. That's the reality. That people are willing to do that just for land.
Yeah, land and oil and
resources.
Ugh. Yeah, it's terrible.
Man, it's been like that for so long.
I know. Did you guys ever in school have to read the book Hiroshima?
No.
It's about, like the bomb and everything going off. And after reading that, I was like, why would you ever want to do that to somebody? Like, it is bad. Like, people were like face melting off. Like, no, thank you. Do not want. Like, so I had a period in my youth where I was pretty scared of nuclear war. I was like, ugh.
Dang.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, that's a scary thing.
Yeah.
It could blow up the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we all live on this damn planet. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, why can't we just get along? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's a hard concept for some.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace and love, y'all. Peace and love.
Yeah, peace and love. It's kind of tough. It's tough times right now.
Yeah. Like all over the board, it's just rough. Oh yeah.
She's mad. I'm not petting her. And then I'm moving.
She's like, cool it. You're my bed.
Animals, pets. Do you have pets? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you guys want to take this real
2
quick?
cats. Yeah. Cheers, friends.
Cheers.
It's light. Pets.
Pets, yes. Yes, I have 2 cats. And they are fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah. We, our friends threw us a wedding shower last week, 2 weeks ago. So we've got a bundle of balloons. And my kitten will take the string from the balloons and walk them all around the apartment. So all of a sudden we'll be sitting in a room and the balloons just come
Wow.
It's probably the cutest thing I've ever seen.
That's really cool. Almost makes me want to get a balloon just for my cat. See if she does it.
You should do it. Just hours of fun.
I work at King Super, so I could just go blow me up some balloons.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, did you strike?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, that was an experience.
I believe it.
It was cold some days. Real cold.
Oh, yeah.
But
you guys got what you wanted, right? More or less?
we got what I figured we'd get. Somewhere in between what they were trying to give us and what we wanted.
Yeah.
What we were asking for, at least.
Yeah.
And I like what we got.
That's good.
It helps.
Yeah.
We got I think essentially over the whole period, it's supposed to be like $4 raise or something. But initially, you get $2 raise right off bat, and then over the next 2 years, you get another couple of dollars.
Sweet.
So
That definitely helps.
yeah, definitely.
More money never hurts.
No, it does not.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was just something to go through.
I believe it.
Yeah. It was interesting because they paid us more to strike than, we were getting paid to work.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, I'm about to strike. Yeah.
Do it.
It's a good incentive.
For real.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. It was hard because I prefer King Supers to Safeway or anything else, and I was like, I can't go to Soups. Gotta go to Safeway and get their nasty produce. No, thank you.
I swear, nobody else has good produce like King Supers, unless it's like Sprouts. Sprouts has pretty good stuff.
Yes.
Or like Whole Foods.
Yeah.
But Walmart.
Or like Target. I don't even.
I
look
just
at
gotta
the
say.
produce in there. I don't know where that came from.
All I gotta say is it comes from around the world.
Yeah.
It comes from around the world.
Takes time. It ain't fresh off the vine.
That's true.
Stuff's locally grown mostly,
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I work at Walmart.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I looked at him.
Yeah.
I just always talk shit about their produce because I work produce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
You're like, ugh, this trash.
I swear I got their produce one time. I was very, very disappointed.
Yes.
The bananas are green and they're inside. They're ripe and not good. They don't taste good. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like how do you make a banana not taste good? They figured it out.
Yeah, some tricks to it.
Oh man.
But
Do you like your fruits and vegetables?
Yeah.
you love your produce.
I do like good produce.
That's why you shop King Supers.
Exactly. You guys should get a sponsorship. We are plugging them.
They definitely. We talk about them all the time.
Yeah, free advertisement all the time.
King Supers and Walmart are definitely going to eventually sponsor both of us. But it's going to be conflicting because
So,
they're going to be like, you're going to have to choose between one of us.
Yes. Oh, you guys should have a battle in their names.
yeah. It's a debate. Settle it once and for all. We lost the produce one by some other areas.
Do you feel well treated by Walmart? Because, they talk about how their employees are not treated very well.
Well, it's a great question.
It's a great question.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about that if it's just going to go on the internet.
I mean, well, I think, it all depends on management. Management sets the tone.
Yeah.
So if a manager makes it a hostile work environment, it's going to be, it trickles down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it changes, and managers change. But at the moment, I think, based off management and, the pay at least that I make and stuff like that, and the benefits that I have,
Yeah.
It's pretty worth it. I mean,
It's awesome.
and I like to work hard and, earn my check, and I feel like I do. And, it gives me that, and it's a good workout too, it's physical. I mean, it's not too bad, personally. I feel like if you've been there a long time, because things have changed, like raises happen.
Yeah.
And, in a certain way, people who've been there for years are also making what people who get there now,
Oh, yeah.
So, and that can be very disheartening and hurt morale. But yeah, when I came in 2019, it's not bad. I think it could be worse.
Yeah. That's good.
That's definitely a thing, management. That's why I'm where I am. I actually didn't even want to work for King Supers. But I did. It was last resort.
Yeah.
Got in there. And I got a good-ass manager.
That's
so
awesome.
I was like, damn. I've never had a manager like this. She
Yeah.
actually cares.
It's so rare to have a good manager. It's like the worst people get promoted.
For real.
I come up with a saying, shit floats.
That is true.
But on that tone, then I'm curious, how is like in school wise, as being a teacher, how's management been on that end? Like,
Oh. Well,
have you had good, bad managers? I'm assuming high school.
Who is the manager? Is it like the principal or?
I've honestly never met our principal. It's more like the assistant principals, which is weird. But I mean, as those of you who went to West know, when I was there, that principal was the nightmare. I hated that man so much. Still do.
The first year principal?
Yeah.
Because there's been so many.
Yeah, the first year one. It was,
Yeah, he was an interesting character.
oh my god,
Yeah,
he
you
was
hit
the
him up.
worst. So it's really interesting to see, like now at TJ, that's kind of the difference. Like the administration is awesome. They're super supportive.
Nice.
And that's really, really rare to see in schools, I think. A lot of times, they just don't have the time to be supportive sometimes. It's just, but at TJ, it's really good. So that, it's wild what kind of difference that makes. Versus the principal who would come into my room and yell at me in front of students. So I think a lot of people struggle with management at schools because it's just, so under-resourced that people are pulled in all sorts of different directions. And like in any industry, people with egos tend to get promoted, or like it's not necessarily the cream of the crop. It's usually the shit that's floating. And even when I left West, I wrote an inflammatory, like, resignation letter being like, this man is, and sent it to everybody. And he resigned the day after I left, which I take credit for. You're welcome. It's like, he went on to be another principal at another school, like, no consequences whatsoever for him. And it's like, oh, so he can just go spread his garbage elsewhere, which is depressing. Mm-hmm. No accountability.
Yeah. That's how it is with a lot of things, It's they're neat. I don't know, but yeah, I can see that. Yeah, because it happens in a lot of other places as well. Yeah, but just it's wild that that's a tendency.
Yeah. Yeah, like the people with the talent and the skills aren't the ones that are getting promoted. It's like, okay. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
No types.
Makes sense. Yeah.
I think maybe, I know it does, relationships, it's what it is, if you know somebody, it probably helped him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Reality.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
That's the only reason I've ever left a place is the management.
Yeah. I think they say that people don't leave jobs, they leave managers.
Yeah.
Because it really makes or breaks your entire experience.
Mm-hmm. For real, though.
Yeah.
That's why I've been at King's so long. My good manager.
Yeah.
She's the best I've ever had. Like, I've had actually some pretty good managers, and then it just didn't work out, in the long run. But, like, this manager is, like, above and beyond, awesome. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, someone who actually cares about people and
exactly
treats them like people.
Exactly.
Shouldn't be rare.
Like, we're actually like a team.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like a team. We're all together. You really don't get that so much anywhere else. It's like you're just there working.
Yeah.
But you get an experience where you're kind of bonding with the people, through just working together and cooperating and just learning, in that process. And it's a different experience. I never got that anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a manager that's able to facilitate that type of environment.
Definitely.
So it's important. She's almost like a mother.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it feels. And like, we're like a family. And she's like,
just like
raising us. Yeah.
That's good, yeah. It's good to have. And it's important too, I feel, to have that kind of just camaraderie, in that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's better to think of it more than just money, and actually, because, this is something you're doing day in and day out.
Yeah.
You should really be invested, in some way at least, not fully, you don't have to drink the Kool-Aid or anything.
Yeah.
You could make it. You can help make it. You're like, oh, I'm cool though.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Like, they were actually asking if I wanted to be an assistant.
Ooh.
I can't do it.
No.
I can't do it.
Is that salaried or is that hourly?
It's hourly still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, with my schedule, I can't give that much of myself to the company, because then I'll be expected to, to do so much extra. I might, I train and go to, I do Tai Chi and Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't I can't have to work and, miss Tai Chi or something, right. Or, nah. That's why I'm a worker. I get that leisure, to be able to choose my schedule. And if I miss some hours, then I guess that's what it is,
Yeah. Yeah, but you need that balance, that like freedom to actually be a human outside of work.
Exactly.
It's pretty important.
I tried to be a manager at one point when I was doing Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real stressful.
Yeah.
You know, just Jimmy John's. Like, that's like, that's a little store. You know, that's a little fast food joint. Yeah. So, like, I see what my manager goes through a lot of the times, you know, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, I could, but I don't want to.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, it's a lot to take on as a person. So,
big time.
I got too much outside of that place to really give myself to that place.
Yeah, which is important and good. That's the same. My fiance works in a kitchen, and it's like, oh, you could get promoted, but then like all the responsibility and the wages aren't even that good for that responsibility. You know, it's like, no, I'm just gonna chill and do my thing.
It's like $1 raise or something.
Well, it's like, because he's hourly, but then if he got to be like a sous chef or whatever, it would be salary. Which sounds good, but that takes away your overtime, and you're working more hours. Like, no.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, salary. I never really liked salary.
Yeah.
It never sounded like a good idea to me. Unless you're making, like, a lot of money.
It's really good for when, like, if you want to skip out on work early. But, you know, like, then they don't dock your pay. Or if you have a doctor's appointment or whatever. But it's not good for those jobs that like require so much time. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, because I'm in management, and so you know I'm not a salaried, but yeah, I definitely don't see a purpose. You know, because you lose your overtime, you work more, and just get paid what you get paid. You know, what I mean that's cool, but you know I'd rather get my overtime.
Overtime is key.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At King Supers, you don't get salary until like you're like upper management, outside of the departments and stuff like that. So,
like store manager.
Store managers and stuff like that.
Interesting. I wonder what they make.
They be making like 6 figures.
Yeah. I remember when I was in high school, I worked at Starbucks, and our store manager was paid.
Nah, for real.
Like
they get
paid.
they get paid. They are not struggling. They're living happy and comfortably.
Yeah, you would drive up in his Mercedes, and I'd be like, "What?
Oh, wow.
No, for real, for real.
Manager of Starbucks, you know?
Yeah,
it works out, I guess.
Just a few of them checks would be nice, huh?
Yeah. Just a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Have you done anything else other than teach?
Oh, yeah. I only taught for like less than a year, the year that I was there with you guys. And I've been trying to do other things.
Just figuring it out?
Yeah. And just, like, I was doing freelance for a while since I went traveling. And then I just decided recently that I needed a full-time job again. And turns out teaching is easy to get into right now because nobody wants to do it.
It's true.
So, yeah, I've done all sorts of things. Been all over the place.
Dang.
Yeah. What job would you say you enjoyed the most? Is it teaching? Or
No.
Interesting.
She said no.
So, a few years ago, I worked for a local nonprofit, so I was like in a school, but just not teaching. You know, like, so working with kids, that is my jam. And because the classroom is so stressful, but like if I can work with kids like one-on-one or in small groups, like that's my bread and butter. It just really didn't pay, so I had to leave it. But as far as like job that I did, that was really fun. Also, I was a camp counselor at the zoo for a summer. That was really fun, but also didn't pay. But it was really, really fun.
So what is that essentially? Like camp counselor at the zoo?
Yeah, so we do like little like conservation themed classes and like, you know, talking about animals and how to save the planet and crafts and then we would take the kids like around the zoo on zoo tours.
Would they stay like overnight then, or?
No, they can. They have an overnight program at the zoo, which is interesting. But no, it was just a day camp. But it was so fun. Like walking around the zoo every day is when you get to see animals do really weird shit. You know, they're not just like laying around. They're like, oh, what is that guy doing? Okay. So it's a really fun experience. And just to go there every day for work, I was like, oh, people come here for fun, and I'm getting paid to be here. Not well, but
No doubt.
it was really fun. I would definitely work at the zoo again.
So you helped out with the animals then too, or?
No. Well, we had, so in the zoo, the education department has like a few animals down there. You know, that's like the animals they take out to like show people and bring to schools or whatever. So we got to interact with some of those animals, but the big ones not so much. I think the counselors who did the 8th graders, they got to feed the lions, which is really cool. But I didn't get to do that. I was with like 4th and 5th graders.
And how long was it? Like a month or something? Or
Just the whole summer, like
that's cool.
June, July.
An everyday thing or once a week?
Every day. Yeah.
Fun.
It was really fun.
You get a lot of sunburns?
Surprisingly, no. They did make us dress like, oh god, it was so
like the hat and
unattractive
everything?
what we had to wear. Well, no, we had to wear like a polo shirt and khaki shorts. It was not a good look, but
Not very stylish.
no. No, if I had to go somewhere after work, I'd be like, oh. Like, this is what I'm wearing, okay.
Was it just your clothes or was it like a branded or anything? Or
It was like a zoo polo. You know, it's like Denver Zoo, and then whatever shorts. You happen to have.
I haven't been to the zoo in a while.
Yeah.
I want to go to like the parade, or not the parade lights, the zoo lights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that.
Oh, yeah.
Zoo lights?
Around Christmas time.
Yeah.
They decorate everything.
Yeah, because I just missed it. So.
Yeah.
Just missed it. Just missed it. It's been a while since I've been to the zoo. I think last time I went to the zoo was it's probably about 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With my little brother and my dad and family and stuff.
Nice.
It was cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like, because, you know, I got taught how to give a tour at the zoo, so I like taking people there, and I'm like, this is like a professional tour, enjoy. I know the names of the animals. Do you want to know a fun fact about polar bears? Like,
That's cool.
so just saying, I'm a pretty good person to know.
To go to the zoo with.
You be teaching everybody.
You ever been to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo?
No, but I've heard it's awesome.
I went when I was like a little younger, but yeah, it was pretty cool. It's different.
Yeah. That's the one in the Springs, right?
It's like just nestled there in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I was thinking that'd be in Wyoming.
I think so. But
Right? Yeah. Who knows?
I always only think there's one zoo, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I lived in Denver most of my life, so I'm like, it's the only zoo I knew. It was the one downtown, pretty
Yeah.
much.
and there's also a wildlife refuge, like up north, kind of past Brighton, where they have like big animals, like bears and lions and tigers, and that place is pretty cool.
Huh.
It's huge.
Is it?
Yeah. And like they're all down on the ground, and you walk above them.
Oh.
Oh,
Because it's like a
wow.
refuge, right? So it's supposed to be like their lives are good, not crappy. So you don't like really interact with them, but it's really pretty cool.
It's different.
Yeah.
You said it was where?
What the heck is the place called? I forget. It's like if you go up 76, like past Brighton, not quite to Greeley, but like in that direction. So it's up in the middle of nowhere. I
Yeah.
was there, and it was a tornado day, so I was like racing a tornado home. But, so it's like just flat, nothing, like prairie.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how it is out there. It's just fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think some of the Joe Exotics tigers went there.
Oh, did they?
I think so.
Really?
Tiger
To that refuge? That same place? Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, he had a lot.
Yeah. It was like his whole thing.
Yeah. Did you see that?
I watched one episode, and then I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it was a little extra.
Yeah. I have
too
a hard
much.
time watching, like, white trash reality TV. I'm like, I don't need to live vicariously through these folks. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only watched like maybe half an episode, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of. And I was like, can we turn this off? I'm not loving it.
I think I just let the other people watch it and just tuned out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yikes.
I was like, yeah, this is a little much for me. I was like,
Well, and everyone was obsessed with it because that was like the beginning of COVID, so no one had anything else to do. It was just like.
I know.
It had a captive audience.
Yeah.
It was just hit right on time.
Yeah, right? I wonder if it would have been the same if it had happened any other time.
During COVID.
Yeah. Because people are just like, all right, I watched the entire internet already, so I guess I'll watch this.
Probably. Yeah, that would have happened. It's kind of how it is.
Yeah, there's a lot out there, a lot of content.
A lot of content.
And it keeps coming every day.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think it's so interesting that, like, kids today can watch TV shows from any period of time. You know, like, young kids like Friends and, like, The Office. And they can watch literally any TV show that ever existed. And I think that's crazy. You know? It used to be you just knew the shows that were on when you were a kid, you know? Like, they can watch anything. It's nuts.
So free. Yeah, I wish it was like that when we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's different now, you know? The internet changed the game. You know?
Well, we still had good shows back then. Like, now a lot of the shows are kind of, I don't know, I don't like a lot of the new shows that be coming out, like the cartoons.
Some of them are different, yeah. They're weird. Some of them are weird.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the ones we had too were kind of weird, but, I mean...
Yeah.
You know, who knows? Maybe they're all just the same weird.
They're all just weird.
Yeah.
Too familiar with the ones we like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just the way it is. It's like, no, the shows when I were as a kid are better than the shows when you were a kid. It's like, no, they were just kids' shows.
Yeah, because our parents usually say that too.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's probably just a thing.
But I like that now I can go back and watch shows that I watched when I was a kid because they're all just there. It's really fun for my nostalgia brain.
Yeah, it brings you back.
Yeah. But then they say some stuff and it's like, oh, that wouldn't fly today. Yikes.
No, for real.
Yeah, that's real.
Yep.
So, like, what kind of cartoons and stuff do you like?
The ones from when I was a kid, obviously. That's a good question. Watch Rick and Morty, and Adventure Time, and, I mean, like, those current, I guess it's not current, but sort of current, ones. And then, when I was a kid, it was all, like, these weird Nickelodeon shows, like Ren and Stimpy, and I really liked Beavis and Butthead when I was a kid. That was the jam.
Nice.
But we had, like, we had some really weird cartoons when I was a kid. There was one called David the Gnome. Have you guys ever heard of that? It was, like, foreign, I think, like German or, you know, like some, like, country in that part of the world. And it's about, like, two gnomes that live in the woods and they have a pet fox. And, like, and I read about it recently and apparently it's about death. Like, and I didn't...
What? I didn't get that.
I'm not picking up on that. But I would really like to watch that show again because I bet it's really trippy.
It's called David and the Gnome?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh. You guys have to look up Winnie Pooh. It is Russian Winnie the Pooh, and it is amazing.
Winnie Pooh.
Winnie Pooh.
And, you know, he's like, it's a totally different animation. And, he, you know, he's like this little chubby bear running around in Russian. He's like, it is amazing. Highly recommend it.
Huh. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Winnie Pooh.
Is it anything like Winnie the Pooh?
Like, you can kind of tell the storylines, you know, because they're all based on the same stories, but it is definitely different.
I have to give it a look. Where do you... Can it's YouTube or something? Or?
Yeah, you just... Winnie Pooh.
Huh. Cartoons. Yeah, I love cartoons.
Yeah.
Love some Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah, it's classic. I got my favorite movies of Scooby-Doo over there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
The Alien Invaders and Zombie Island. Those are my two favorites, for sure.
Those are good ones. You like Scooby-Doo?
Of course. Who doesn't like Scooby-Doo?
Haters.
Hater.
My dog reminds me of freaking, what's his name?
Scrappy?
Scrappy-Doo?
Yeah, Scrappy.
Did you see the movies that came out in the early 2000s?
I think I did when they came out.
The live action?
Yeah.
I really love those ones.
Freddie
Yeah,
Prinze Jr.
those are classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the good live actions that they actually made.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not all equal.
Yeah.
No.
They're not all the same.
I don't know if you like Dragon Ball Z or anime or anything.
I am more of a Pokemon kind of person.
I liked Pokemon too.
Yeah.
That's the
Did they make
most
a
anime?
Pokemon live
Yeah.
action?
Pokemon?
Live
Yes.
action? Oh,
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
It's pretty good, actually.
That movie was
Is it?
awesome.
You should check it out. It's not
Yeah.
that bad. Did you see it?
Nah.
You should see it. It's pretty
How
good.
was did y'all see the Sonic?
Yeah.
I didn't see the Sonic.
Well, how
Was it
was it?
alright?
It was actually better than they said it was. I mean, it's really cheesy and weird, but they're making a second one, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone got really mad about the first animation. That was crazy.
What did
So
you-
they had to change it, yeah.
Yeah, because that was right around the same time that Detective Pikachu came out, which I thought the animation in that one was great. Like, the Pokemon looked so cute.
It was really good.
No.
Yeah. And I mean, Ryan Reynolds really can't do anything wrong. Like,
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
For sure. He knows what he's doing.
Have you seen The Free Guy?
yes.
Is it good?
Yes.
I need to check that out too then.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I've gotten to a point where, like, I start to notice when movies are mostly male cast. So that kind of, it was like, oh, these are all dudes and, like, one woman who is obviously the love interest, and it's that annoys me sometimes, but it was very funny. Ryan Reynolds is very funny, and Taika Waititi was involved in it, and I want to marry him, so that is always fun for me.
Here to hear first, folks. Watch out, Taika. Oh, man. What about you into Marvel and all that stuff? Or no?
I'm really not. My fiance is.
Okay.
So I've gotten dragged into it a lot.
Oh, snap.
But I like
Crossfire.
the shows that are coming out. Like WandaVision was really good. What was the other one?
Loki?
Yes, Loki. I really enjoyed that as well.
That was really good. I like Loki.
Yeah, I heard nothing but good things about Loki.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's trippy.
Yeah.
The whole concept is
what is it
Yeah.
on again?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's so many streaming services these days.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
they all have a streaming service.
Oh yeah.
Paramount,
And then they slowly are
HBO,
raising their prices. And
Showtime.
Oh yeah, especially Netflix and stuff.
oh, $20 now.
Yeah, when Netflix raised their prices, I was like, "Are you serious?"
Like you're not even the best one anymore. What are you doing?
Like, stay competitive, bro. Come on.
they can't even keep movies anymore
I know.
because everyone else is buying them out.
Yep.
So they had to make their own.
Yep.
They got some good Netflix originals though.
Yeah, they do.
But
They do. I really like. I mean, I'm pretty big into comedy, so I really enjoy all the Netflix specials when they come out. The comedy specials.
Yeah, some good ones.
Yeah.
Some Dave Chappelle's really good.
Yeah.
yeah,
You like Bill Burr and...
I met Bill Burr.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I worked at a comedy club in LA for like the year before COVID.
Oh, wow.
Oh, can you not hear me?
And you met him?
Yeah, he came. Since I worked there for like a year, I met a lot of famous people, but for some reason, he's one of the only ones that we got a photo with.
Huh. That's tight.
Yeah.
Would you like another...
No, I gotta drive.
So, what other comedians have you met?
Oh my gosh! Again, how much time do you have? So right before COVID, like that's where I was working when COVID hit. Adam Sandler was our last big show.
Oh, wow.
Right before it was like March 9th or whatever.
Comedy Works, or...
No, and it was in LA. It's
Oh.
called Dynasty Typewriter. Another plug.
Dynasty Typewriter.
But yeah, who else? Like, I mean, name people. Like I just like Mark Maron, Kevin Nealon, Natalie Portman. All sorts of folks. I'm trying to think. It's like I forget until I see someone, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that person. Like Margaret Cho. Just a lot of really cool people. Craig Robinson. Yeah, like lots. Because, it was a year of...
What was your job?
At first I was just like a worker, and then I became a manager. So it was really cool to, run around and run a show. Like,
that's neat.
It was really fun. I can't believe I forgot about that when we were talking about favorite jobs. Yes. Yeah, that was awesome. It was like a fever dream. Like I look back on it and I'm like, did that happen? It did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's always fun. That's how I feel whenever I perform.
Yeah.
When you get on stage. Because we make music together.
Yeah.
And we perform, so you feel like a superstar.
Yeah,
it's
really cool.
You meet some cool people along the way,
Yeah.
You do much arts, performance, anything?
I've done stand-up a few times. I haven't done it in a couple months. Because it turns out teaching is distracting. But,
taking up all your time.
Yeah. But that is... Like, the feeling, the adrenaline of, like, performing and then not sucking is really great. What else? Oh, and I do karaoke a lot. Which is different.
Yeah. So, like, the bar and stuff, or? Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Well, yeah. It's super fun.
I've never done karaoke.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, because I'm a performer, but I've never done, like, any karaoke.
I never thought I'd be a karaoke person, but it's a really good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like the words and everything, yeah? All set up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but, there are some songs I don't need the words for.
That's always good.
Yeah.
What kind of music you generally listen to?
I'm kind of all over the map. I am slightly stuck in the 90s. So whether that's like alternative or rap or whatever, I feel like sometimes we always stick to the stuff that, that we grew up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all over the place. Like a lot of like classic stuff, some new stuff, but I don't like search it out. So it's people have to like be like, hey, listen to this. And I go, oh, okay. I like that. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music is so varied. It's good to see what all is out there.
Yeah.
Expand your palette.
Definitely.
There's so much.
Yeah.
So much.
It's endless.
Yeah.
People are making music every day.
Yeah. Since like the beginning of time. It's amazing
For
to think
real.
they can still come up with new songs.
I think about it too, like obviously at some point things have to overlap. It's just, you're just not aware of all of it.
Yeah.
You don't know all the same things that are going on because you only listen to, so many artists.
Yeah.
That's why I try to listen to so many.
Diversify.
So you can know as much as possible is out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's like such cool stuff coming from all over the world, different influences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was in a Lyft ride and the guy was playing some interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was maybe Indian or something.
Oh,
it was, it was different,
Yeah.
Like this is the vibe and stuff. And it was like, huh. It's different. Like I totally didn't understand it, but
of course.
It was rhythm and stuff, and it was different because it wasn't exactly on beat, but it was it was like after you listen, it's like
Interesting.
Yeah.
music. It's magical. Art in general.
Yeah. What kind of stuff do you guys do?
Like listen to or
No, like make.
like hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip-hop, yeah, rap.
MCs. It's more thoughtful, and lyrical, and
Yeah.
Sweet.
Pretty much.
That's something.
I like to say like not that. So I'm like, I'm more old school, you know. So my style is a little different, you know. I like to be real original, as he's pretty much, you know, similar in many ways.
Yeah.
But in his own way. And she's just really not having it right now. But yeah, it's more focused on just what we're saying.
Yeah.
You know, we're aware of what we're saying, you know, and I like to say something that nobody else has said.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, you know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people I noticed, they'll talk about the same thing. They might even say the same thing a lot of times, and I don't even know if they realize it, you know. So that also highlights my notion when I said I like to listen to so much to really know what's out there.
Oh yeah.
So then you can know what new you can bring to the table, because now you know what's out there. You know that this hasn't been said. You're like, all right, well, here we are.
Yeah. It's kind of the same with comedy, you know, because like I had a joke that I thought was so funny, and we listened to sometimes like the comedy serious radio stations in the car, and all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys know who Dave Foley is. He's a little before your time. He's a Canadian comedian, but it was him, and he said my joke, and I was like, Foley stole my joke. But it's good because then I don't go out and do that joke and people think that I then stole his joke. It's like, no. But now I can't do it. It's sad.
Come on.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that same sort of thing kind of happened to me, which is why I started, you know, paying attention more.
Yeah.
So, because I said one line, I don't even remember what it was. And then I heard it in some cipher with some guy. I was like, are you fucking serious? I said that same shit. Yeah. Like exactly how he said it. And then now as I've, you know, listened to so much, I've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
Where dudes who, you know, literally will say the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you probably don't even know that he said that same thing too, you know? You probably never even listened to this guy.
I think the thing I've realized is that, you know, a lot of people are going to say the same thing because there's only so many words, you know, and a lot of it depends on your understanding as well and how fast you are into the dictionary and stuff. But, you know, it's all about how you present it, you know, how you say it, your inflection, you know, because everybody's different. But yeah, a lot of the same things I feel are going to be said, especially through time. Like, you know, like a lot of same things we're saying now are things that have been said in the past, you know. But times change as well, you know, so jokes that hit then don't hit the same now. So
that's true.
You know, yeah, I don't know.
So many layers.
So many layers.
It's complex.
For real.
Well, I think maybe we should wrap it here.
Yeah.
It's been great.
It's been awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
It's super fun, of course.
Love to have you back.
I'll come back.
Thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Until next time, peace and love.
Peace.